now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to this special early edition of the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. We are, of course, coming to you from the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium, the site of this year's Carifta Championships. I'm standing on the track, and in just a few minutes, this very impressive stadium, which I'm seeing for the first time, is expected to be filled to capacity. Of course, about 500 athletes from more than 20 countries across the Caribbean will be participating in this year's games. And in just about an hour and a half from now, the opening ceremony will begin. Of course, a big cultural show featuring all things Bahamian will mark the start of these games. And the hope is that Bahamians in particular, for our part, will be prominently featured here as we cheer on Team Bahamas as competition gets set to begin at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Now, our Ricardo Lightburn will be leading the coverage, which will begin immediately following this newscast at 5 o'clock. Again, the opening ceremony is set for 6 o'clock this evening. We hope you will stay with us until then. On to other news tonight. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information linked to what officials say appears to be a second act of sabotage at BEC in the last 24 hours. Now, we are told that a remote control was removed from the Clifton Pier plant, and the implication is a $200,000 a day additional fee for BEC. Now, the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union held a press conference just yesterday announcing that they'd be staging a sit-in and work to rule. Now, our Janaea Noel Ferguson has the latest on this apparent act of sabotage and how the chairman, Leslie Miller, is responding.
Cease and desist from alleged acts of sabotage or face the consequences. That's the warning from BEC Chairman Leslie Miller after an important piece of machinery went missing at the Clifton Pier power plant.
The people we hear from BWSC, the manager asked them just to assist them in putting this piston back into that machine up there. At 3 o'clock, this remote control went missing. Nobody knows where it's at. Staff at BEC believes that they own BEC. They make outrageous demands and they expect you to heed their demands. If you don't do it, this is the actions that they take. What sense does this make?
Miller, along with other BEC board members, conducted a preliminary investigation of the site this morning. He and employee Rodney Stevenson says the impact of this action will cost the Bahamian people lots of money.
You got to get this flown in now from the manufacturer. It'll probably take about 2 days to get it here. In the meantime, you're spending $200,000 a day extra for fuel. Now tell me what sense that makes. This is a union that cares about the people of this country. BEC are the highest paid workers in this country.
These machines service the entire island. They're very important. Luckily, we're in the winter months where we don't have to load shed, but if we don't get this machine on, it could cause a problem. You know, it's costing us more money to run the other machines at the other plant because these machines are more efficient.
Miller says the crane will be manually operated and a reward is being offered for information leading to who is responsible.
So we're giving now a $1,000 reward to the workers who could find this remote control. It is a disgrace that they believe that they can hold the Bahamian people hostage in this manner.
Now, despite widespread electricity cuts last evening, BEC workers maintain that they will not sabotage the games. Meanwhile, the chairman assures that problems will be ironed out for the sporting event to proceed without a power problem.
The people are here trying to assist us in getting these engines back in, online so that we can service the Bahamian people. I hope to God that with the Carifta opening this afternoon, that none of them are stupid enough to commit any act that may put the Bahamian people and the government in a bad state with our visitors and tourists who are here and our athletes from throughout the entire Caribbean who will be competing.
BEC is providing electricity for the games free of charge. Chairman Miller said it was a gift to the Bahamian people. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Now, today's apparent act of sabotage is a carryover from yesterday, just hours after the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union held a press conference detailing their concerns. It was reported that a number of vehicles at the BEC headquarters on Blue Hill Road had been tampered with. Our Jimenita Swain has that.
Officials found several vehicles at BEC's Tucker Road plant with flattened tires. However, the tires weren't slashed, the stems to inflate them were removed. It may be a case of who done it, but BEC Chairman Leslie Miller is pointing the finger of blame squarely in the direction of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union.
Look, I got about 6 vehicles so far that they took the stem out, which means that in the case of emergency, you can't use those vehicles. We now have to go and get it sorted tomorrow. We hope we have more than enough equipment that those vehicles wouldn't hamper us if there's any problems with them.
About 16 tires were punctured. And now this latest act of vandalism to the service vehicles came hours after union workers engaged in a peaceful demonstration at the company's headquarters. Miller says he's convinced that this latest incident demonstrates just how, in his words, petty the union is willing to get.
There's no doubt that someone is playing games. It can't be one else but that crew. They say one thing and they do something else. Okay? We will not let anyone hold this country at ransom. No one will put gun to the heads of people and make demands that is unreasonable. Our Prime Minister and our Minister, Honorable Brave Davis, said unequivocally, BEC does not run the Bahamas. The government is responsible for that. And I advise the union to wake up to the new reality before it's too late for all of them.
Several attempts were made to get a response from union officials, but they have not returned our calls. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas Tonight, the big catch for fishermen this Good Friday. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, your station for Caribda 2013.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Helix Ultra. Performance you can see.